I am often called upon to debate right wingers on the idea that somehow the left's let's amend that Democrats' language about fascism is actually worse than said fascism. In other words, saying someone's a racist worse than the racism, which again is a rule book for white privilege and white fragility, if anyone has read the book slash been subjected to that book. And we're constantly told that calling this the most critical election, or a second Trump administration putting democracy in peril as there's 21 days before November 5th, that all of that has led to Republican shooters attempting to assassinate Donald Trump. Now, if you're wondering, if you're listening, what I'm doing with my hands is the lady thinking math meme, because somehow that makes sense in their minds. And yet Donald Trump truly just tells you, no, 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 I'm a fascist. You don't have to, like, I will say the things. I will do all the things. And here he was on Maria Bartiromo, so again, Friends on Fox News, saying that yeah, migrants are bad, and yes, I know that's part of my whole shtick with this campaign once again, and yes, mass deportations, but also there's an enemy within.
I think the bigger problem is the enemy from within, not even the people that have come in and destroying our country. By the way, totally destroying our country. The towns, the villages, they're being inundated. But I don't think they're the problem in terms of election day. I think the bigger problem are the people from within. We have some very bad people. We have some sick people, radical left lunatics. And I think they're and it should be very easily handled by, if necessary, by National Guard, or if really necessary, by the military, because they can't let that happen.
So there he is saying the enemy is within. I've never heard that language before, outside of every fascist dictator that ever wanted to stamp out dissent, that we might have to do something about it. We might have to call in the National Guard, even though that's exactly what it says in Project 2025. And I have no idea what Project 2025 is. I don't know, never heard about it. First of all, number one, Donald Trump really looking like extra troll doll in that clip, just like someone held their doll upside down a little bit. But let's focus on the substance. This is a call for political persecution. Oh no, but calling him a fascism, that's the violence. The real violence is saying it. How dare you say what he said with his mouth? You can't point that out. And look, I have massive critiques of Kamala Harris, and we'll get into that. But the grand flattening of left and right being equally dangerous, and people do this all the time. It's not just right wingers, it's sometimes centrists. It's also people who, hey, they have a lot in common, hate Palestine demonstrators, hate anyone who doesn't want to see babies maimed and burned alive, or as we will talk about, like this is just clear fasci language. General Mark Milley, who was the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff this week, I believe we now know because of a Bob Woodward book, said that Donald Trump is a fascist, quote, to his core. To his core. So there's no equating here. There's no both sidesing here. There's no comparison here as to what Donald Trump would mean for this country once again. Again, we saw extrajudicial killings during the BLM movement. We saw the deployment of the National Guard so that Trump could hold a Bible that is a Bible. That's just a little taste of what could be to come. But I am so sick. Like just really briefly, like, dude, I do this. I talk publicly like this. Psycho's got my number once. Called me, told me to stop talking about racism, told me to stop talking about white supremacy. It was very funny. The guy was actually like hilarious. He was also a little bit like, call me back, okay, bye. Like, I've gotten a lot of hate. You guys know, a lot of hate. So I am very well aware of the amount of real harm that the fascist right poses to all of us in many different capacities. So I am just anyone who tells you that there is a threat or even suggests that the left also dabbles in any kind of violence or political persecution is deeply unserious and wants you to whitewash and normalize what is happening. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuation room. Do it.